Okay, so good day, classmates. So I would like to share to you the module 17. So we are the group 4, section A. So the title of our module for for today that we will discuss is the podcast, the SMS songs, and social media for development. During the previous report, Ate Pinky will share about the podcast. So I will share to you about the SMS or sent messages, part 1. Ayan, but before that, can we just proceed first on the communication timeline? So as you can see, this is the communication timeline. But let me share first it with you before we proceed to the sent messages. Ayan. So the first one is the oral announcement and smoke signal. So during earlier, the tribes usually use smoke signal and also called announcement, the earliest form of communication. The person with loud voice was referred in the community as a script was not yet developed. The message was preceded by sounding drums, etc. Also, messages were sent using smoke patterns. Then the second one is written communication and coding. So when the use of writing was invented, the messages were written and distributed. Even now, the message was supposed to be carried around by people. Mail delivery became an industry because of its need growing every day. Coded messages was also invented, and Morse code is still used. And the second one, of course, the third one is the telephone, invention by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876, which should lead to a revolution. Now, messages could also be spoken before it was written. Yeah, and you can speak personally and without actual trouble. It was an amazing invention. Then the next one, of course, the birth of the cell phone. So, who among you already experienced that you need to pay in the payphone, go to the town proper, like in order to call someone far away. But then why can it bring this telephone? But then when cell phone is invented, I realized that that's the reason. So telephone has a wire and cell phone is a wireless technology. So we can carry your phone, talk from anywhere, and we can send also short messages. And right now, the internet and computers era. Internet and computers revolutionized the written communication as being delivered. With computers and emails, mail delivery became electronic. Smartphone, and tablets. It's invented by the Apple smartphone that really brought all technologies together. Now, internet was on the phone along with meetings. Ayan. Technology is really changing at the next speed. So right now, we just need to go back a little bit and discuss cell phone, text messages, and so on. So, yun. As I proceed, ayan, I would like to share so it has been said that it is indeed the cheap communication, which is what we call the sent messages. Ayan. So though we think that texting is usually for day-to-day communication, and some of the development countries already utilize this. So yun. Before I discuss the infographics, let me share first some ideas regarding this matter. Surprisingly, cell phones in the developing world are both cheaper and more of than many basic services we take for granted. Infographics show why some example of how entrepreneurs and social activists alike have taken advantage of this fact in some incredible ways. There are indeed many remarkable things you can do by taking advantage of this key information. In fact, this trend is what we prompted us to use the messages in one of our inclusion. Whereas this is the key to bypass the digital divide once for all. So there are 4.2 billion texters worldwide, and that's 3 out of humans on Earth. The population in the entire world in 1975, 5 times the number of Facebook members, and 4 times the number of monthly Google users. Texting is the number one most used data service in the world. In 2010, 6.1 trillion texts were sent worldwide, and that's 193,430 texts sent per second, a 338% increase from 2007. Oh. The feature phone, ayan, is the #1 selling electronic product in the world. Indeed, the cell phone. Even in the Philippines, as you notice, cell phone is one of essential things since it is the most Filipino can afford. I just remember when I was in college when my professor said that to us, reminded us regarding that matter. So people somehow there is no home, but then they get for the Bible. It's essential. Next is 2 in 3 people have mobile phone subscriptions. And 48 million people worldwide have cell phone but no electricity, often charging their phones using car batteries in the world. So just realize that we are not alone in the mountain of Sierra Madre doing that. And there are also case studies. Texting for good around the globe. Texting is improving the life of an unexpected ways. So I would like to share in Afghanistan, the Russian police officers received a 36% boost in salary in 2009 and had to launch a pilot program and deliver Afghan police officers their salaries by phone, thwarting corrupt middlemen, and they had been pilfering large portion of the paychecks. Oh, they use uh, as texting for good. It's good. And the next one is the Ghana and Nigeria. As many as 1 in 4 pills sold in poor countries are counterfeit. HP developed a system that let Ghanaians and Nigerians text a code from their medicine wrapper to a database that tells them whether or not it's real. The Philippines, 87% of Filipinos prefer communicating with their government by text messages. Former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo set up texting lines for 54 government agencies. Residents can report crime, drug activity, and general complaint and text messages. In Kenya, families' income rose in 5 to 30%. 1.3 million or 1 in 3 Kenyans use the mobile banking services, which lets user transfer money, receive salaries, and pay bills via text messages. So also in Uganda, they use Governor Tuyu and the National Democratic Institute work together to launch an innovative inclusion initiative consisting of establishing communication channels between constituents and elected representatives by means of SMS text. Yeah, so in the Philippines, so we NDRRMC, or the National Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council, use text as a part to give information to the people that they especially in times of typhoon, that they must evacuate, give warning, and so on. So I think somehow SMS can indeed help us in. So that's for all, and for the deepening of this subject, so Miss Diane will share this. Thank you.